Hey, family. Let me see what time it is. 2 minutes into this. I called myself coming on at 4 o'clock. It did not work. That was 3 hours ago. That was 3 hours ago. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Boom, boom, boom. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. Y'all heard what I just said? This is Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation. Steve Copeland from the couch conversation show. This is a talk show. Okay? And this is not your regular toxic TikTok platform that you go on. Okay? Just for the people on TikTok, y'all in Baltimore City know what I'm about. But just for the people on TikTok, my goal as a black man that used to live a corrupt lifestyle, who God turned his life around a little over 32 years ago. My goal, since I'm going to say I have been delivered, or I have been redeemed, or I just matured, a lot of the stuff I used to do as a child, I try not to do now as an adult. And I'm saying it to be sarcastic. A lot of the stuff that I used to do as a child, I try not to practice and do as an adult. So because God had delivered me from a certain lifestyle, my goal is to go back and help others to understand that you can turn your life around and become a productive member in society today. I do not come on my platforms. I do not come on my talk show. I do not come on my live stream and make people think that you will never amount to nothing. That's not how I roll. So, for those of you that like people to degrade you and demonize you and talk bad about you, and that's how you feel and that's what you accept, that's you. But that is not me. Okay? So I just want people to know and understand you can change the quality of your life. Old habits you can break. And because this is what I share with people, a lot of times people don't want y'all to hear the truth. And a lot of times because you're so used to people degrading you and not saying nothing to lift you and motivate you and encourage you, you'll fall for the okie dokie every time. That's not how I roll. That's not how I raise my children. Even though from time to time our self-esteem might drop. It's work that I have to do when I'm feeling a certain way some days. So sometimes I'll go and I look in the mirror and I say, you're a very handsome man. You're a nice looking dude. And to go even further, I love saying this because it tends to make people laugh. I'll say I'm gorgeous. I'll say I'm sexy. I'll say I'm beautiful. Then that's mostly women, right? We'll say those things to women. I'll say those things. And when I say it, I'll bust out laughing with myself to get out of that negative space. I do not like being miserable. I do not like being miserable. I do not, and I'm going to say it again, I do not like being miserable. And if you bring, wait a minute, local, if you bring in chaos and confusion here, I'm going to remove you because I do not play. Don't bring it here. Come on, local.
What would you like me to talk about?
Well, actually, I'm just coming on, and what's going on basically, because my talk show is about keeping life real. And when I say keeping life real, say like if you're struggling, you're going through certain things, it's okay. You know, I don't like when somebody might want to talk about something personal, local, and people turn around and judge them for that. You know, because we need an outlet to be able to vent those things. You get me? And that's what my platform is basically about. So I don't really have a topic, but if we want to start with anywhere, it's always about keeping life real when you're dealing with me. You know, just be honest with yourself about where you at, what's going on, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, life's been pretty good to me so far. I've been going through a little bit, like family members passing and stuff like that. But, I mean, it's been pretty rough, but I'm getting through it.
Right. And see, when you share stuff like that, right? And when you pinpoint like a certain little situation that you had to overcome, and when you share that and tell somebody how you was able to overcome that situation and have peace just right now, right? What's today's date? January the 7th, Wednesday, January the 7th. How you have peace now. People need to hear stuff like that, local. They need to hear, well, I was dealing with this, I was dealing with that, and this how I was able to overcome. Because we never know who might be like on here. We never know who might need to hear just something, you get me, that can help them hold on even more or turn their perception of how things is. That's the whole point, you know. So I love when people being honest, local, about whatever, you know. And that's where I'm at, local. I'm basically for solutions. You get me? Oh, he dropped. I'm about solutions. You know, I was sitting up here, Baltimore, before I came up, right? Now y'all know the way I carry it and the way I talk, the way I come. A lot of people be like, oh, something wrong with him. Oh, he this, oh, he that. No, he's not. No, he's not. No, it's not. That's why I try to explain to people and I get tired of doing it, right? This is ministry for me. This is ministry. This is how I minister for the body of Christ. Now, if I tell you I'm an ordained deacon, right? And I like saying that because if you look up the deacon position, and I say I'm an ordained deacon, I do everything that they call the deacons out to go out and do. I do everything like that. If you understand the deacon position. But when I tell people I'm a deacon family, and deep inside, that's the title. I became deacon at the church. But what I like to say too, because of my relationship with Jesus Christ, I'm a minister in the body of Christ. My mouth. That's how the pastor preach. the pastor preach, the teach, stuff like that. My mouth. That's what our mouth is. The biggest weapon for the body of Christ. And it flies over a lot of y'all head. Come on, you gorgeous. And it flies over y'all head. My mouth is my biggest weapon for the body of Christ. And I can sit here and tell you too. Yeah, you know I want you up. Why you asking? Come on, because I wanted to reach out to you and tell you come on over, but you over. Now, I'm telling y'all about me, and you do not, because I'm telling you, you do not really have to understand. I already know what I was called to do. Hey, baby, I already know. Huh? Yeah, I was going to hit you up and tell you come on over. But yeah, I'm glad you.
I took a shower, so I noticed you were on, so I just came on. I'm a little bit late, so I'm sorry.
I didn't look. I supposed to came on at 4.
Oh, well, it's okay. I was asleep around 4. That's okay.
I didn't get up till 4.
That's okay. It'd be like that.
And then look, I'm like, okay, I can't do it now. I'm gonna wait. I went and fixed me something to eat. I sat downstairs for a little bit. I was gonna do a couple of little clips and send them over. I said, no, I'm gonna go ahead. Once I did everything, took my meds, I said, all right, I'm gonna just go live. So I'm just coming on. I only been on for like 13 minutes, almost 14 minutes. And yeah. Yeah, it's a good time. But look, I looked at your number and I wanted to go, come on over. I'm gonna be on. But you know, you gotta pray before you come up. And I have to pray because a lot of times I have to ask God to decrease me and increase him. Because I know sometimes when I say certain things, people will look at me, the individual, and they'll look at it and they'll say, oh, his pride, oh, his ego. And I'm just telling y'all, and I know you understand, people, do y'all realize it takes a lot of courage? It takes a lot of confidence. It takes a lot to come on here and talk about life. It takes a lot because sometimes my body be like, I don't feel like it. And then I realize it's not about me. Somebody somewhere need to hear our message, gorgeous. You know, you can look at me all you want. You can judge me because of this, because of that. That's your bull crap. Now I'm gonna show you something gorgeous before I came on here, right? I'm preparing myself for this. This is the way I was gonna come on. Know why I was gonna come on like this? Because the first thing when y'all see me, you're gonna say, oh, he must be a Muslim. No, he's not. Because I know that's how y'all judge us. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus Christ. So the thing is, don't judge a person for how they look. I wanted to do this to be smart because I know that's what y'all would say. He gots to be a Muslim or he wants to be a Muslim. No, I'm a lover and I'm a follower of Jesus Christ. Sometimes when I put certain things on, do not judge me because of what I have on. I can come on here with a suit and a tie. I can come on here with a bow tie and a vest on. Do not pay attention. And this is what I had to learn to do, gorgeous. Whenever somebody is up there speaking like this, if you're focusing on what they wearing and how they look, you're going to miss the message every time. And I will do certain things just to be smart. Because I know you're not paying attention to the words that's coming out my mouth. You're focusing on me as the human being. And you're judging me accordingly. I had these glasses on. And I took these glasses off and I put this on because I know you're going to judge me first by the way I look. I know you're going to do it. But no matter what I put on, no matter how I might act or behave, I am a lover of Jesus Christ. I'm a Christian man. no matter what. Now, I'm not talking about the religion. I'm talking about my personality. I'm a loving, caring, kind, considerate man. And a lot of times, gorgeous, when I put certain things on like this, check this out. Now watch what I do. I'm a 64-year-old man. Well, I'll be 64 February the 20th, so I'm counting it now. I'll be 64. Do I look 64? Then I'll do stuff like this, right? Because I know I'm a handsome man. I gotta go make sure I get everything straight, right? But I know I'm a handsome man. And I will do certain things just to give y'all something to talk about. Because that's how we judge each other. So I'll do it to be smart. Either I want to wear it straight down like this, I'll put it on my head like this, I might curve it up like this. Then I'll turn around and say, nope, I don't want it like that. I'll do this. Whatever makes me feel good, whatever makes me look good, in my mind, it might not look right to you. Then I turn around and say, bing, that's it. I'm a handsome, goddamn on 60-something-year-old man. Look at this guy, right? Look at this guy. How many of y'all can actually do that and feel like that? And my self-esteem might be low as I don't know what. Can you tell? Because it's not. Gorgeous, I'm just saying it, right? Because sometimes I can be a jerk. I'm like a fashion model. I mean, like, should I put a vest on today? Should I put like a regular dress shirt and a vest so I can look real professional? And I got glasses out the yang yang, y'all. Y'all seen those glasses I just showed you? I got glasses out the yang yang. I got glasses out the yang yang. And I ain't finished yet. I like changing up the style. I'm a very, if you want to say egotistic, self-centered, handsome dude, you got me. You ain't lying when it come to me. You get me, gorgeous? I'm telling y'all, I do this right. Be honest with y'all. If you the type of person that say like deal with depression, that's why I talk the way I do, family. If you the type of person that suffers with low self-esteem, you know, any psychological issues, it's work. That's why I speak the way I do. It's work that you have to do to come up out of those situations and stay out of them a day at a time. You have people, gorgeous, that's dealing with psychological issues like bipolar, schizophrenic, all of that, and they don't want medication. So if you don't want to take the medication, you got to focus on, it's a lot of work, but you got to focus on positive stuff to keep this calm. That's all I be trying to feed y'all back. I don't deal with bipolar. I don't deal with schizophrenic or none of that. I don't deal with none of those psychological issues. But because of the work I do, and I realize the people that's suffering with those things, my goal is to try to help them to be able to, mainly when they off their meds, I'm gorgeous, to help them slow this down. Because I know their minds are racing. When you see people that's doing this, like, they're in a state of mania. They don't even realize it. That's why most of the platforms we go on TikTok, when you see about 5 or 6 people trying to talk at one time, their mind's racing. They got to get it out. That's the way they get, that's the way they bring this down. They go like this, they go like this. So a lot of times I'll come in and I'll be like, can I say something? Can I say something? Can I speak? And they steady doing this. And I'm like, I know y'all hear me. But the thing is, watch it. Watch, gorgeous. You'll get one that'll shut up. Then you'll get another one that'll begin to shut up because they're hearing the voice. I got to get you to hear my voice. If I start yelling while you're yelling, we all gonna start yelling together. So somebody have to learn to settle their mind. Slow it down. So that's why a lot of times when you hear me rear up and get real loud, that's my way of bringing you down. Because I already know what I got to do to grab your attention. That's all I'm trying to do is grab your attention. Get you to focus. And what happens when I do that, right, gorgeous? Yeah, it seems like I'm being obnoxious. It might seem like I'm being rude, but no. I got to catch your attention. And if I can catch your attention, you'll start winding down. And then you'll talk with more like common sense. But if it's constant going on with the yelling and stuff, and I see I can't get through, I will back up. And I will drop. I will. And I'm saying this, gorgeous, because I had went over to a platform before I came here. Ron's platform. And Jador brought me up. And I just went over there, and they still doing their bashing with each other, right? And I went over there and I said, I love y'all. Keep doing what you're doing. And the guy, FMF, was actually laying the women out, because you know what they do. Women ain't this, women ain't that, men ain't this, men ain't that. And I told him, I said, thanks for sharing what you shared. You know why? Because you were sharing some stuff that I would like to say, but because my goal is not to put that on all women, I don't do it. Because I know all women aren't bad women. It's just the ones I let in my life. And be honest with you, I just said the ones. Yeah. My first wife was my best wife, gorgeous. I thought about that. My first wife was my best wife. My second wife was okay. But my first wife was my best wife. My second wife, it took some goddamn work. And see, I was able to see the difference between the two. And I know for sure, gorgeous, any relationship, boyfriend, girlfriend, married or not, or commitment or whatever, it takes work. You don't always have to run. It takes work to make it work. I was thinking about that too, right? Because my first wife, I always say it. When I met her, she was 15. I was 19. Let's make sure I'm 5 years older than her. So, all right, I was going on 19. Somewhere along that line. Because she used to watch my little cousin and them. Right? But when I met her, we was talking over the phone. So by the time I end up meeting her and everything, she had a baby, 6 months old. Right? So basically I raised her son too. Because that's my oldest daughter brother. So we've been knowing each other. This year will actually be 46 years all together. It will be 46 years, gorgeous, all together that I've been knowing her. I didn't say I slept with her during that time. I said I've been knowing her since 1980. And my family, they loves her, and she deals with my family right to this day. My second wife don't deal with my family. She used to, but she didn't like them. Then see, I can share stuff like this. But look, the gorgeous, this is what I said, right? I said, I'm going to start like a lot of y'all that comes on TikTok and all that stuff. I said, I'm going to go back to Abraham Lincoln's story. I'm going to read and study about Abraham Lincoln. So when I start seeing these prompts that people be putting up, I can talk about Abraham Lincoln. I ain't got to talk about myself. I said, I'm going to go back and study more on the Jim Crow. So when I answer some of these prompts, I can go back to Jim Crow and talk about that to respond to the prompt, because that's what y'all do. Y'all wasn't even born when Abraham Lincoln was around. Y'all wasn't even born during the Jim Crow season. But y'all would turn around and go on these goddamn Google pages and Google searches and snoop and all that. And then you'll come back with this information to get your point across. Stuff you haven't even experienced for yourself. I said, I'm going to start being like y'all. Remember we talking about the other day, gorgeous? How people, they put up the prompt. Y'all will answer the prompt with everybody else's stuff but your own. I want to know, and gorgeous, I ain't going too deep for what we talked about, right? Hey, Alexander, that's you. I'm not going too deep, right? But me and gorgeous, I've been like, one day I'm gonna be able to talk like them gorgeous. Cause to me, when somebody got a prompt up and y'all take other people's stuff to answer that prompt, or y'all will go back to Jim Crow, y'all will go back to Adam and Eve, like y'all was around during that time to answer a goddamn prompt. And in my head, I ain't trying to be smart. I said, these suckers are sick as all outdoors. We living in 2026 now. And y'all gonna go back to the days when we didn't have the freedom that we had today, that we have today, to answer prompt. I be like, that's why gorgeous. When I went over there to Ron's, I said, keep up the work, family. And the reason why I'm saying that, because y'all are teaching me a lot. Because I'm going to say this right now. When I deal with people into society and the clients that I work with today and helping them putting their lives back in order, I do not hear them talk like this stuff I be hearing on TikTok. I do not. And it really confuses me. But y'all are helping me to understand, mainly when it comes to the younger generation. My 37-year-old daughter don't talk like this. My 46-year-old niece that I raised, I'm talking about when all of us together we talking, they don't talk like this. They don't be up there, all men this, all men that. They don't do that. They understand, like, if they got with this guy and they had a baby by this guy, they don't sit back and say, oh, here's a sorry piece of this, piece of that. No, they call them up, hey, your son need this, your son need that, or I need you to do this, do that. I'm telling you, my nieces, they don't play. But they can take care of their own. She do not hide her kids away from their fathers. And I'm talking about my daughters too. I'm the one, gorgeous, that told my 26-year-old, do not let the baby go with the father. Because he's a narcissist. And my biggest fear, gorgeous, the reason why I told her don't do that, because I feel like they might hide the baby away from her. When she get ready to go get, I'm talking about his family. So my biggest fear, I told her, gorgeous, because they not together, I said, please do not let his sister, his mama, his grandmama, whatever, I'm just saying. Because my biggest fear, they will take the baby to this house. When she go to get it, she gone to another house. She gone to another house. See, y'all don't think like that. And my thing is, the biggest fear is them kidnapping that baby, my grandbaby. And be honest with y'all, it wouldn't be pretty. Because I know my ex-wife. I know me. I know where we come from. So I'm begging her not to do certain things so we won't act like a fool. So y'all can say what you want. Because when it comes to certain things, I do not play. So my thing is, don't do this, don't do that, because it might take the family. The family might, you know. And honest with y'all, I ain't got time for it. So I had to tell my daughter, gorgeous. She told me he called her one day right now. Mind you, they not even together. Asking her for $800. He don't work nowhere. He live with his mother. He hangs out on the corner. So what he gonna do with $800? Y'all know what he gonna do. He gonna try to flip it. And I told her, I said, don't give him shit. Because I know she love him. You get me, gorgeous? And I know how hard it is to break away from somebody that you really love and care for. When you know there's a great side of them, but they're letting that other side show up more. My thing is, you can't fix that, baby. You can't fix it. And the reason why I say that to her, gorgeous, because that's what I tried to do with your mother. I tried to fix your mother. And I realized I could not fix your mother. So I understand what you're going through with him. You want the best for him. He got to want it for himself. He's the one got to make the changes. So when I run off in my mouth, y'all act like I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about firsthand experience where I had to walk away. So y'all can sit here scripture-wise, until death do you part. I mean, until unalive do you part, for TikTok's sake. Guess what? I wanted to drive a tractor trailer off a bridge. So what was that? You wanted me to drive it off in order to leave my marriage? So watch what you say out your mouth to people. Watch what you say out your mouth. And a lot of people that will say stuff like that, gorgeous, is people that haven't experienced what you're talking about until your turn comes. And then you tell me how easy it was for you to just walk away when you got children, when you got a family. And you got to walk away. I felt like I had turned my back on my family, but I had to get myself in order to come back and take care of my family. And I'm talking about my children, not her. So the next time y'all want to interfere with certain things people say out their mouths, you make sure you come with personal experience. Well, I think you should this and that, because if you close near me, you say you think I should. You what? What did you just say? Yeah, I got an idea. Yeah, you do? I got an idea too. Say it. Say it and see when I smack the shit out you with this. Say it. And this my briefcase with all my paperwork and all that stuff in it, right? Say, share your opinion and your idea. Come on, share it with me. Your opinion, your ideas. You ain't sharing nothing with me to help me get better with my situation. Like a personal experience of how you was able to walk up out of it and stay out of it a day at a time. Come on, share your ideas, share your opinion. I bet you I bust your head with this. No, that's how I be feeling, yo. I'm telling you. Look, gorgeous, I'm just saying that, right? Family, look, I'm just saying that because it hit me one day, right? Even though it's their opinion, even though it's their idea, even though it's what they think, it matters to them. Even if that shit don't matter to me. You get me? So I had to learn to respect it, gorgeous. I did. I said, all right, Steve, all right, don't be so harsh. When somebody say, well, this is what I think, I will shut you right out. Bing! Once you say this is what I think, I close you right out. You won't even know it. Or this is how I feel, or this and that, or you want to take somebody else's experience that they went through and try to put it in on this. But it's not your personal experience. So that means you can't really relate to what I'm saying because you haven't experienced it. If you've never been married twice and you've been married once and you still married, and then you hear somebody say they've been married twice or 3 times, they found love 3 times. They put in the work, but it didn't work. You don't get mad. You learn from it. Okay? But y'all want to criticize it. I wouldn't care if a person got married 10 times. Check it out. They found somebody that they fell in love with or they thought they was in love with 10 times. And you made that commitment 10 times. It's an old saying too. It's better to have loved than not loved at all. I got a couple of friends, right? Gorgeous men. Don't have no children. Don't have no girlfriends. Well, let me go back to this. Don't have no children. If they pass away today or tomorrow, who's there to carry on their legacy? Nobody. If they pass away today, your life is going to end that day anyway. But guess what? I got 2 daughters, I got a son, and I got 2 grandkids. My oldest grandson is 18. My actual youngest granddaughter is 7. I always say 2 because that's the baby. That's my stepdaughter baby. But I always say 2. My youngest granddaughter is actually 7. My oldest grandson is 18. That's my oldest daughter children. My daughter, my biological. So if I pass away today, my 7-year-old grandbaby, as she get older and have children, my legacy gonna go on like this. My grandson, whoever he's with, and create a son or daughter, it'll go through him as well. But it'll come from that mother. My legacy gonna go on. See, understand your legacy. My son, Stephen Copeland Jr., if he has a baby by his girlfriend, and his girlfriend is a YT gorgeous, do you think my legacy stops? For some of y'all scientific people, my mother was a black woman. My father was a black man. At least I think. I haven't met him yet. But black man. My 2 ex-wives are black women. I am a black man. My son is a black man. If my son's girlfriend ever get pregnant, that will be my grandbaby. It might be biracial, but that's my damn grandbaby. Okay? And my legacy will go on in that area too. For some of y'all scientific mother suckers that like to play with stuff, my legacy gonna go on forever. I see it now. And it might be mixed, but it's gonna go on. I be tripping out on people, gorgeous. That's my nephew. One of them that I raised, which is my sister's son. This boy got about 5 biracial children. Do you think they not my nieces and nephews? That's my nephew. These are his children. Their mother is my babies. You get it? You get it, gorgeous? Thank you. You get it, baby? You can talk, gorgeous. But the reason why I'm saying that, because I'm looking at, no matter what, the Copeland legacy is going to go on. Come on, gorgeous.
So this is what I was going to say, right? Because thank you. A lot of people don't understand how the legacy works. For anybody to pass on any legacy, you have to have something built, or you have to be building something. If you are just an average person, if you're laying on a couch, if you're lazy, if you're a bum, inheritance, if you don't really work, if you have nothing to give, let's say the person is in poverty and they decide to have a baby, you can't have a legacy because then you can't pass nothing on. You have to have something to have a legacy. And the legacy only truly works if the other person wants the same thing. They have the same idea. That's the thing. But if you don't have all that in line, it's no point of a legacy. But a lot of people think, oh, the legacy is just a name. No, it's more than that. You have to be able to pass something on in your legacy. If you don't have nothing to pass on, it's no point. Yeah, you can pass on the last name. People mix up last name and legacy. You have to build something with a legacy. A lot of people who have legacies are rich people because normally their kids align with them. So yeah, it's easy. Oh, the Winston legacy. Oh, we are business owners. Oh, back in the day, we used to be crop sharers. Oh, we used to, we've been businessmen since the end of the time. That's a legacy. Your family has to have something in their tree to have a legacy. But if you have regular Joe, everyday people, That's not a legacy. That's just a last name.
Right.
And, like, it irritates me when people mix it up because it's like, okay, you're telling me you're a 39-year-old man, you live at home with your mom, you work every day, you don't have any savings, you're living paycheck to paycheck, you're not really doing nothing, and then you want to have a kid and it's like, oh, I want to pass on my legacy because I was a hustler. I understand where you're coming from, but once again, that's not a legacy. That's just passing on your last name.
Right. That so basically you get it. But you know what, Gorgeous? I'm listening to you, right? And you talking about passing on a legacy. And I just want to tell you this right here. You know everything we saying is being recorded, right?
Mm-hmm, I know that.
It might be 20, 30 years from now. There's a good chance they might post this information, man. You just said everything you said out your mouth. I was like, don't hang up, don't hang up. Because basically what Gorgeous is saying, y'all don't realize this. Every live I do, every live, TikTok is keeping up with it. Facebook is keeping up with it. YouTube is keeping up with it. Now, I'm going to show y'all this just to show you what I'm saying. I got a video I did on in my living room the other day. TikTok is not letting it go. They blocked it. So I'm laughing, right, Gorgeous? Because they blocked it. The reason why they blocked it is some powerful information there. Guess what they want me to do, Gorgeous? Pay $27 to get them to send it out to about 5,000 people. I said, no, I won't. Because I see what they doing. I said, this motherfucker is bad. You just don't want people to hear it. So I've been checking it to see that they let people see it yet, right? So look, Gorgeous, I'm just showing you how they play the game. Oh, to go back to the legacy, because of the things that I do, Hey Google and Baltimore City, fighting, for our democracy, I already know my name gonna go on forever. Even when I say, Gorgeous, the big mouth, bald head black dude. The reason why I say that, Gorgeous, because that's a name that I was given. And I said, if y'all want to give me that name, they gave it to me in a negative way. I said, I'm going to run with it. I flipped it. So that's why sometimes when you hear me say the big mouth, bald head black dude, that's because it was people in Baltimore City that started talking down to me. And somebody told me, oh, you shouldn't be proud of that. No, it's not that I'm being proud of that. If that's the way y'all look at me for fighting for y'all democracy, then I'm going to carry it. Now, another thing, Gorgeous, I don't say a lot, but Dr. J, I'm sorry, was the one that told me. She said, you are considered as the most hated man in Baltimore City. I said, what? And that's why when I tell people, I say, it's my own black people that gave me those names. So when y'all talk about the white man, and I almost said, kiss my boo. Oh, God, I just caught myself. Do y'all know how that hurted me? When I put my life on the line to fight for us and my own freaking people, it's not the white man holding me back. Y'all won't step up and fight for what you want. So I already know that if I pass away today, I'ma still be known as that man that ran off at his mouth on Fox 45 News, at these community events, at City Hall, at Annapolis, at DC, because of the way I speak. Our politicians call me the connector. And I share this with y'all. I'm talking to my people on my other thing. That's why I got mad and I tried not to let it keep me down. But now, I'm going to go back to the legacy, Gorgeous, for what you just said. Wait a minute, Gorgeous. Okay. I'm trying to clear this off up top.
Okay.
I was trying to invite somebody up. This is what I said, Dr. Y. This is what I said, right? This is what I said, Dr. Y. At one point, I wasn't leaving my kids nothing. This is where I'm at now, Dr. Y. With everything I'm doing is to make the millions that I can leave behind for my family. That's where my mind is at. And that's going to come through the real estate part of what I'm doing. That's why I have to be careful, gorgeous, who I allow close to me. Because I don't need no phony, fake people in my life. I need people that's real. So my whole goal, whatever I say out my mouth, it starts from teaching people how to become responsible and productive again. And it's about the homeless and the less fortunate ones, the ones that the government tend to take for granted. Your millionaires, your billionaires. These are the ones they setting up to suffer. So you got people like us to come in to create programs that help them overcome that stuff. Now you hear the way I talk, right? This is how I talk when I'm with our politicians and stuff. The only thing I don't do is cuss. I can talk with scientists. I can talk with doctors. I can talk with professors. And I will tell them why the people in the inner city acting the way they acting. And I can tell you what we can do to slow it down. Can you? So look, gorgeous. That's why I say I know my legacy gonna go on. That's why I know when I open up my mouth, I'm being seen all over the world. I already know it. That's why I do what I do. So if I leave this earth today or tomorrow, I guarantee you for the rest of my children's lives, they're going to talk about that big mouth, bald head guy that didn't have his teeth in the front of his mouth. I like saying little crazy stuff too. Because I already know. Like Gorgeous was saying, the legacy. I already know right here. My legacy going to go on forever. As long as I got children, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, great-great-great, and they came from this thing right here. Y'all men better get it together. But guess what? It starts with us with the seed, but they come through the mama. And that's what hit me one day, Gorgeous. We plant the seed, but they birth it. So the babies actually come from the mama. Don't get it wrong, Dad. You plant the seed. Our goal is to water the seed. They are the ones that grow the flowers. Your seed is your flower. And this will piss me off about a lot of men. You act like you don't understand your position on this earth. So come and talk with me so I can help you understand your position. Whether you in the house or out of the house, you still got to deal with the plant, the flower, which is your child. And don't think what I'm saying, oh, he mad, oh, he this. No, he not. He real. That's why y'all get it mixed up. I don't play. But I tell you what I had to realize, Gorgeous, and I'm going to say this right here, and I want you to kind of clear it up for me. I want y'all, hey, Squinton, I want y'all to clear this goddamn bull crap up. My grandfather, my great-grandfather, I got a picture of my great-grandfather. I don't have a picture of my grandfather. I remember my grandfather, but he passed away when I was young. But I got a picture of my great-grandfather. My great-grandfather was a white man. Okay? So when y'all want to talk about this black-only stuff, my great-great-grandfather, the third, was a white man. That's where the Copeland comes in at. My great-great-grandmother was living in the house with him and his wife. I don't know, Gorgeous, if he actually took it from her or she willingly gave it up. I don't worry about that. No, why? Look at who y'all looking at right now as a result of what happened. I don't know. Do you think I'm going to go back and be, well, I wanted to do that? No. And then to find out my great-great-grandmother, which is my great-grandfather's mother, I want to make sure I'm saying it right because I'm going to the third, had 3 other children. I don't know where they at. I don't know if they was if the other 3 was the white man's or what. I don't know. I would like to know. I would like to get to know the white part of my family. Do y'all know how this shit feel? And I am on a group with the Copelands, right? And they all white. When I started doing my ancestry, right, it took me back to like the Copley, because it started breaking down to Copeland. So we talking way back in the 1600s and stuff like that when it was royalty. And it started breaking down. And I ran across this page, and everything I did when I did my ancestry, the white people got all of it there. I was like, oh my God. Because I started understanding how the name Copeland like originated. It wasn't just Copeland at first. It started from like Copley, you know, as it throughout the years, how they switched it up, I don't damn know. But it's good when you do stuff like that. I'm talking about your ancestry to find out what's what. Right? And to be honest with y'all, and I'm going to throw this back at you, gorgeous, because I already know. My grandfather, his father's name was Elliot Copeland, Eli Copeland. I do not remember. Now, I did it now, but I do not remember his father's name, which is the white man. I got it on my ancestry. I just haven't been in it in a while. But that's how you track your stuff back. Come on, wait a minute. Do your, I did. I think what I'm gonna have to do now is the DNA. Because I did, be honest with you, check this out. Check this out of Secret. Now, when it hit me, Copeland is supposed to be my great-great-grandfather. But what is my grandmother's that had the baby? What is her last name? Because be honest with you, we came from her. So we carries on that last name. Reason why I say that, my mother name was Barbara Jean Copeland. Charles White Copeland was my grandfather. But my great-grandmother, my mother's mother, had a son. His last name was Williams. So who name do we actually take on? The Williams family. And you know that hit me one day? Because the baby came from the mother. And I said, oh my God, even though we're Copelands because of the father, but the baby actually came from the mother. So by right, we are Williams. I hope I didn't lose nobody. Nor Williams. And that's what my Uncle Robert's name was. My Uncle Robert passed in his 90s. That was my mother's oldest brother. But they had different fathers. Charles White Copeland is my mother's father and my Aunt Mary's father. So it went on from there. But then I realized we're actually Williams. You get what I'm saying? Come on from there. Because to go to this right here, in the Osayan family, not just the man, but when I say this, I'm talking about the woman as well, right? If a man don't know where he came from, he won't know where he's going. He will still be lost. So if you don't know where you came from, and not just the Williams family and not just the Copelands, right? If you don't know who you are, that's basically what I'm trying to get around to, right? That's why I said if you don't know where you came from. Now, I can look into Africa. I can look into Egypt. I can look into this. I can look into that. That's all okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that if you're knowledgeable with all of that. But that don't impress me. The reason why I'm saying that, Squint, because when I started doing my genealogy, my ancestry stuff, what Squint is talking about, when I got back to the 1600s, I'm going down. and I'm looking at royalty now. Royalty, listen to what I'm saying. It took me from there, gorgeous, in Google. It took me from there. I'm in Jeremiah because I'm doing my research because I want to know where Steve came from. Did I screw anybody up? I just said I wanted to know where Steve came from. So as I was going back, God took me right to Jeremiah. And I read that first chapter when God, near 4, chapter. Little things, but get where I'm coming from. God told Jeremiah, he said, God told Jeremiah, he said, I knew you, Steve Copeland, before I put you in your mother's womb. What he told Jeremiah? I knew you before the foundation of this world and all of that. I stopped searching because the same things he said to Jeremiah, I felt like he was telling me. And as far as me doing a lot of deep search, I Google all of them. As far as me trying to do deep searches and all of that through the African stuff, I stopped. Now, I'm not telling nobody else to do it because once I realized that I was in the spirit of God before I was put in the flesh, I said, that's it. That's all. That's all. But now that was my transformation. I don't know how he might work with you. And Google, if you, I know Google just came off her mic, but you are gorgeous. Whichever one want to say something, please come on.
Google can go.
All righty.